The baseball world is buzzing. The 2026 World Baseball Classic just wrapped its championship, with Venezuela taking the title and the United States finishing runner-up in an electrifying tournament that captivated fans across the globe. But the conversation hasn't been just about who won. It's been about perspective, how players, legends, and fans view this international event compared to baseball's traditional crown jewel, the World Series. Derek Jeter, Hall of Famer, five-time World Series champion and former Yankees captain, weighed in with a perspective shaped by decades of big-stage experience. Speaking on FS1 during pre-game coverage of the WBC final, he pushed back against the growing narrative that the World Baseball Classic is now bigger than the World Series. Jeter, who played in 7 full classics and won 5 of them, was clear. He acknowledged the pride players feel representing their countries, but he sees the two events as fundamentally different. He pointed out that the World Series is the culmination of a 162-game grind through the regular season and postseason, something that tests a team's endurance, consistency, and depth over months, not just high-pressure moments in a short tournament. People that say it's bigger than the World Series never played in a World Series, Jeter said. He emphasized that when you retire, people ask how many championships you won, a measurement rooted in the history and prestige of baseball's longest-standing title. On the other side of the debate are voices who have lived that WBC intensity firsthand. Aaron Judge, captain of Team USA, described the atmosphere at the Classic as bigger and better than what he's experienced in a World Series game. He highlighted the passion and energy in the stadiums, where fans rally behind their national identity as much as the baseball itself. Judge's remarks have resonated in many baseball communities. On social platforms, fans and observers argued that single elimination pressure and crowd energy can create moments that feel bigger than any postseason game. Comparisons on Reddit and other fan forums have trended toward the idea that the intensity of cheering for your country elevates the WBC to a different emotional level. But others have pushed back even more strongly, not just defending the World Series as the pinnacle of baseball achievement, but questioning whether comparing the two makes sense at all. The World Series is an MLB institution stretching back over a century, while the Classic, though growing fast, is still relatively young. At the same time, the wider baseball ecosystem is taking notice. Hall of Fame pitcher John Smoltz recently floated the idea of integrating the WBC more meaningfully into the MLB calendar, suggesting a mid-season break to showcase it when players are at peak form. That proposal highlights both how far the WBC has come and the logistical tension between international play and league commitments. So where does that leave us? On one hand, you have an all-time great like Jeter calling the World Series a completely different level of baseball achievement, rooted in history, endurance, and the grind of a season. On the other, you've got current stars and fans embracing a global tournament that brings a different kind of passion and international spotlight. Neither view is wrong. They just reflect how baseball is evolving. For many traditionalists, the World Series remains the ultimate prize, the summit of Major League Baseball. For others, the World Baseball Classic is a fresh frontier, a place where national pride and global competition elevate the game in ways the long MLB season never has. In that debate, whether it's about prestige, passion, or pure entertainment, might be one of the most interesting storylines in baseball right now.